Hello everyone. Welcome to today's lecture on Introduction to Physiology and Body Organization. I am the presenter, Dr. Mausmi Shankaradala, working as Assistant Professor in Department of Biochemistry, St. Joseph's College for Women, Autonomous, Visakhapatnam. This is a part of the certificate course named General Physiology. It is an 8-week duration course for the graduation students, right from first year to third year degree students. And this is being conducted by Department of Biochemistry, St. Joseph's College for Women Autonomous, Visakhapatnam. The contents of the course include Introduction to Physiology, Scope of Physiology, Integration with other sciences, Levels of Study in Physiology, Regulation of Biochemical Processes, and concluding with the summary. Introduction to Physiology. There is a branch of biological science where we study about the functions of living organisms. This branch explains the activities of cells, tissues, organs, and organ systems. They also provide functional framework for biochemical reactions. In general, it connects cellular chemistry to whole organism function. What exactly is physiology? It is derived from two Greek words. Physis means nature and ology means logos means study. So literally, it means the study of natural functioning of living systems. This is a brief diagram. The physiology is actually divided, means it is a study of body function, so it is divided into different branches. As we all know, we started our life with a single cell, then millions of divisions occurs. The cells group into tissues, tissues group into organs, and group of organs together make the organ system. So obviously we are made up of complex organization. So it is not that easy to calculate all the functions on the same bench. So that is the reason there is a differentiation of different branches under the same organ system, so that it will be easy for the functioning. So the same thing was shown here. The physiology, it is divided into respiratory system, nervous system, endocrine system, cardiovascular system, digestive system, muscular system, and reproductive system. Scope of physiology. Why exactly we need to know about the physiology? Because the studies which include the biological systems under the normal conditions has to be thoroughly gone through. Only then you will understand what exactly the functioning of your body is going on. Also, this study helps in examining the responses to internal and external changes in your body. Apart from this, it explains very clearly the mechanisms that are required for sustaining your life in the present environment. Physiology has a major integration with other branches of the studies, for example, biochemistry, cell biology, anatomy, molecular biology, and genetics. Example of integration further, muscle contraction example we can just say, if a muscle is contracted, how exactly the ATP hydrolysis occurs, we read with biochemistry. What's going on, like the interaction between actin and myosin filaments, is explained only with the molecular biology, and how the nerves are controlling. For example, how you're getting the signal that the muscle should contract or the muscle should relax. It occurs only through the nervous control, which comes under your physiology. Thus, we have said it is an integration with other subjects too. Principles of homeostasis. The maintenance of stable internal environment in the body is a homeostatic condition. It is essential for the enzyme activity and the cellular functioning. Why? Because it has to maintain the balance despite of any external changes in the environment. If within the body there is no regulation and there is no balance and there is no proper maintenance, for example, if there is abnormal conditions going in the body and the homeostatic condition is affected, then definitely it may lead to any fatal condition. There are different levels of studies in physiology, starting with the cellular physiology, tissue physiology, organ physiology, and systemic physiology. Physiological process that actually occurs like in your daily day-to life involuntarily are digestion, respiration, circulation, excretion, neural activity, hormonal regulation, and reproduction. The importance of this physiology with perspective of biochemistry is biochemical reactions do occur. That is nothing but your metabolisms. When you eat any food, for example, let's take a carbohydrate. When you have eaten some carbohydrate in your breakfast, as soon as it enters inside, it has to be digested into its simplest forms, nothing but your glucose. So, this glucose, whether it is being stored, that is your anabolic process, or whether it is being used, that is your catabolic process, both anabolism and catabolism together is called as metabolism. So, these metabolic procedures are in connection with this biochemical reactions. So, that is the main reason we are saying this is a highly integrated subject with biochemistry. It also helps us to interpret the metabolic pathways in the living organisms. This usually we do when there are inborn errors that we see in the individuals that are targeted with inborn errors of metabolisms. If you have a clear uh, information about your pathway, metabolic pathway, there are chances of clearing up to some extent. Energy production example, glycolysis, Krebs cycle, oxidative phosphorylation, physiology explains exactly how the energy is being used. We are saying respiration is included, excretion is included, reproduction is included. We have different branches, different departments inside our body. So each department definitely needs energy, but where this energy comes from? The energy source of the cell is nothing but ATP. This ATP is not just simply formed once you eat your food. It has to be formed only through your metabolic procedures. These metabolic cycles are nothing but glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and oxidative phosphorylation. Regulation of biochemical process. Hormones that are present, that are secreted by the endocrine glands, do regulate the metabolism a lot. A best example is insulin as a hormone that is secreted by the pancreas, that is the beta cells of pancreas, islets of Langerhans, as we all have studied since our schooling. So this insulin, whenever there is a blood glucose level, as soon as you eat your food, definitely after the digestion, the glucose level spikes. So whenever there is a spike means increase. Whenever there is a shoot of increase of glucose inside the blood, the insulin definitely comes in the savior. It controls the glucose metabolism, that is, it reduces the glucose. On the other hand, the antagonist is the glucagon. The glucagon increases the glucose level in the blood. And one more important example is adrenaline. As we all know, adrenaline during your stress or fight or flight hormone, we say during your stress conditions, adrenaline will be released. So this released one, how exactly it is controlling with the biochemical process also is included. Definitely, physiology has a hand in hand to go with disease. Why? Because if any diseases occurs from physiological disturbances, they can be treated if you know the integration with the available subjects. For example, here, as you can see in diabetes, it is related with the hormones. Hypertension, it is related with any clots present inside your, that is the blockages present in your blood vessels. Then metabolic disorders, as I said, there are inborn metabolic disorders where the enzymes of your cycles, that is metabolic cycles, are affected. And finally, hormonal imbalances. Nowadays, we are listening a lot about these hormonal imbalances where the regular system is being affected because of unhealthy lifestyle and pollution. Role in medicine, it is very important uh, for the physiology to be included. Why? Because what exactly is going inside your body, based on that only you'll be prescribed the drugs. So it is very important for the drug development, and it helps understand what are the drug effects on the body systems also. It do supports the clinical diagnosis using the biochemical markers, which is very essential. Types of physiology, as we have seen in the content slide, we have different physiologies for each department. For example, human physiology deals with the human, animal physiology explaining the procedures occurring in the animals, plant physiology, cell physiology, comparative physiology, environmental physiology. What is functional physiology? As we all know, the studies where how organs and organ systems perform the functions is called as functional physiology. It emphasizes mainly on the mechanisms of biological activity, like the day-to-day activity, and it focuses on the coordinated system, that is the interactions, how exactly they are going. The other major body systems include nervous system, endocrine system, circulatory system, respiratory system, digestive system, excretory system, and reproductive system. Example of a respiratory system, like why exactly we need a special system for respiration, because there is an exchange of gases with the environment, that is your oxygen and carbon dioxide are shuttling to and fro. So the oxygen has to be transported to the tissues, whereas during the cellular respiration the carbon dioxide, that is the waste product which is not required for the body, has to be removed as a waste from the tissues and sent back to the lungs. So definitely, as I said, we should have a system wise organization to carry the cycles and what you call the process in an easy way. Levels of body organization, coming to the chemical level, cellular level, tissue level, organ level, organ system level, and organism level. So this is the different types of body organization usually we see. Summing up all the present lecture, the body systems work in coordination. Definitely, there has to be a coordination between the individual systems present in the body. Nervous and endocrine systems regulate the activities. Homeostasis maintain is absolutely important and essential, mandatory for the internal balance. Physiology and body organization form the basic foundation of biochemistry and medicine. References, dear students, we have mentioned here both international and national editions. A quick sum up: Guyton and Hall textbook, Essentials of Medical Physiology by Sambulingam, Human Anatomy and Physiology by K. Merritt, Review of Medical Physiology by authors Kim and Barrett, Textbook of Medical Biochemistry and Physiology by our very own authors M. N. Chatterjee and Rana Shinde. Thank you.